The OakenSoul Ring. This is a renowned mythic item every ESO player should know about, and it doesn't simply give you a basic perk, an activation effect, or a single stat boost. It damn near gives you every buff that you can think of at all times. I will not name them off, as they will be on the screen to see, and that would be extremely tedious. But we need to focus on the kingmaker of buffs, which comes within this bad boy, which is Empower.
You have
Empower, yeah.
Gandalf the Grey.
This buff makes it to where every heavy attack is boosted by 70%, and this damage can be impacted by some multipliers even more depending on the build, and status effects on the enemy, or the other gear set perks you decide to wear. You can get Empower from other things like the Mage's Guild tree, where a single heavy attack after a Mage's Guild spell cast will greatly boost your heavy attack. But this insane ring keeps that buff active at all times, with no trigger. This is the special secret ingredient to the 1-bar builds and most heavy attack builds that you see all over the internet. Does everyone need to know about and get this ring? No. Some people downright hate it and the fact that it even exists. But I can tell you from first-hand experience, this ring has kept the game playable for my elderly disabled mom. That's not to say you have to be in a position like that to use this ring, but it is incredible that it enables a whole different community to stay active in this game or become active in this game. As controversial as it was to add the ring into the game, it actually ended up being such a boon to fans of ESO who might have various disabilities, difficulties in video games, or honestly just give people an option to want a more chill gaming experience. It also added even more value into the solo ability that ESO already dominates in the MMO community. This ring alone enables so many various builds and interchangeable variables to make a DPS-centric, tank-centric, heal-centric, or hybrid build, and every single one is vastly easier to manage than its 2-bar counterpart. Now, of course this isn't without a cost. You typically are not going to be the #1 meta pick for PvE or PvP, if that is a requirement for you. But if that is a realistic goal for you, then you probably are not the target audience for this mythic anyway. And some of the 1-bar builds possible with OakenSoul are shockingly powerful. Typically, equipping it to any casual build where a player didn't follow a guide are extremely likely to gain a power boost of 20 to 50% without changing anything, just because of the buffs and additional damage. If you are an ESO veteran and a top tier sweat, then you probably scoff at this amazing little guy, and that's fine. But maybe you want an alt or two to run the Oaken for some easier setup, chill play, speedy boy, farming areas, or whatever. But if you fit one of the categories mentioned previously, or are a new player who wants an easily achieved head start, the OakenSoul might be the item for you. I will be releasing my self-made 1-bar heavy attack build guide in the near future, but I wanted to make sure any of my subscribers know of the ring and how to get it before I release a build about it, as there are some farming and digging you need to do to unlock it first. And I will show you in this video how to go about that as well. Okay, important information here only for people who don't use ESO Plus. If you use ESO Plus, this is not necessary. But if you are someone who buys the DLCs and you want to actually own the proper DLC for what you're accessing, then you will need to go into the Crown Store, go down to Dark Heart of Skyrim, and do not buy the Dark Heart of Skyrim DLC bundle. You specifically want Greymoor, as Greymoor is not included in the bundle. It has the other 3. And you're looking here for Embrace History. It's going to unlock the Antiquarian Circle and allow you to start doing scrying and excavation. Once you have that DLC installed, you're going to come here to Western Skyrim. You're going to come to Solitude, and in Solitude there will be this building here, Antiquarian Circle. So you come off the Way Shrine, run down here, and you're going to want to talk to this NPC right here. And she's going to get you started by teaching you how to scry, but then you're going to have to go and do it a bunch of times to level it up to be able to complete this goal. Once you get scrying unlocked and you start to do your scrying and excavation, up until level 7, you're going to want to do it here in Artaeum. So you just fast travel here. The whole reason you want to do it here is it's an extremely small area that the dig sites can pop up in. So anywhere you scry here, it's going to be in one of a few locations. It's going to be very easy to find the dig sites, and you can pump through the green and blue ones extremely quickly. Once you get up to Epic, at level 7, you're going to want to do it in all the other zones as you play the game and unlock different leads. But this is a really good way to fast track the first couple, or the first 7 levels that are extremely painful, just to be honest. Okay, another one of the DLCs that you'll need for this is Legacy of the Bretons, or in the Legacy of the Bretons tab, and it's High Isle here. And you're specifically going to need this to be able to get the volcanic vents that are in High Isle to unlock the Igneous Inlays lead, which I will show you an example of that later. And the final DLC that you'll need here is in Year 3. It is Murkmire. And for this one, you are specifically looking for the safe boxes and thieves' troves in Murkmire, and that's to unlock the Petrified Oak Loop. And that'll do it for what DLCs you need if, again, you are the type of person who wants to unlock the DLCs. You can either buy them in the store, or if you have enough gold and you've been playing for a long time, you can trade another player the gold so that they can unlock the content for you via gifting it in the store. But of course, there's risks to that. It's hard to have enough gold for a lot of players to be able to do that as well. And my main advice is to just unlock ESO Plus. Even if you just want the OakenSoul Ring and you want to go through all these steps to unlock it, you can do that and then not have the sub later. But, you know, it's more efficient and cheap in my opinion. Just schedule out the time that you want to knock these things out for a month, get them all done, and then go about your business however you're going to do it before. There's a lot of DLC if you're doing it that way. But, you know, do what you're going to do. This is just my advice. And that is because the other leads unlock in base game zones. So if you have the game at all, you have access to the other leads. To unlock the first lead that we're going to discuss for the OakenSoul Ring, we're going to come to Galen or High Isle. And you'll want to find the active vents in these areas. In order to see which one is active, you'll be looking for the crossed swords, and you'll have to at least visit each one of them once to be able to see that. If you've never been to it, you won't be able to see if it's active. You'll literally just clear out the mobs in these locations till you get to the boss, which this one has already started. At the end, once you clear out the boss and open up the cache, you'll have a chance of getting the lead Igneous Inlays. This can be on your first attempt, like my wife, or, unfortunately for my mother, it took her 30-something, if I recall correctly. She felt like she would never get it. So, it's kind of luck of the draw. You just got to keep clearing these out until you get that lead. Then, of course, dig it up. And for our next lead, it's in Stormhaven, down here in the bottom left corner, where this boss icon is, and you'll want to kill Titan Claw. Someone has already killed him. You don't need to see me do it. I can't get these leads since I already have the ring anyway. But you will be looking for the Larimar gems. And as you will get used to when lead hunting, it's really up to luck. You might get it really fast. You might have to wait for multiple cycles to kill this boss. I can't guarantee you how long this will take. The only factor to keep in mind is that world bosses spawn anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes after they've been killed. So you might want to find something else to do, even like farming for another lead in the meantime if you don't get it on one of these drops. Maybe you go between this and the vents to minimize how often you're just going to be sitting there waiting for something else to happen. Okay, and for the next lead, we are in Murkmire. And it doesn't need to be in Lilmoth. You can actually go to some of the other locations like Bright Throat Village and Deadwater Village, or even just run around the zone looking for thieves' troves like this. But it is typically easier and faster to just go to one of the main towns, and instead of looking for thieves' troves, look for these safe boxes and steal from them. And after you steal from them, a lot of times I feel like this one has a better drop chance. More people get this on their first try than others, but sometimes you still will have to look around for multiple. So just do that. It's probably one of the easier ones as long as the boxes aren't being farmed by a lot of people, and you're going to be looking for the Petrified Oak Loop lead on this one. Alright, for this lead we are heading to Malbator, and the lead will be Sacred Resin. This one can be a real pain in the ass for some people, and I think some of it might be due to mob choice, because some of the best places to farm here, if it's any mob, are some of the humanoid areas, but it seems that when they say any enemy creature, it might not mean humanoids, humans. So I can't verify that 100%, but I would advise going for more of the animals and plant creatures and whatnot throughout the zone. There are still tons of them, just to be safe. I've also heard many people getting the resin off of doing the dolmens. So if you want to run around just doing anchors here in this area, I know for a fact you can also get it from that. Alright, and for the final lead, we are going to head over to Glenumbra. And you can go anywhere here, whatever your preference is. I have a spot that I would urge you to go to just because it's kind of convenient. And you can go out of it a bit if you aren't getting spawns fast enough. But it has a really nice little spot for a couple different reasons. And you're going to just be trying to farm the ore veins that are here in this location. And I'll show you the pathing for it. Oh, wow, the chest just spawned in front of me. So the other part of this is there's other materials here. You can skip them, grab them, whatever you want to do. But I'd grab every single ore and platinum seam as you go because, you know, they can be interchangeable. So you want to reset them all as you go. But chests, there's quite a few chests on this run as well. And there's another lead for Kingmaker Trove. So if you want to go for that one as well, then you can pick up both at the same time. Let me open this chest. I won't open up all the rest of the chests because I actually already have that as well. But right here you have your first ore node, or platinum. Then we're going to just hop over now that we don't get dismounted from water, which is dope. You have another one here. You have one here. I believe that's just wood up there, but there is a chest up top. Is there 2 chests up here? If I recall. Thought there was another chest up here, but maybe not. Head down this way. No reason to really go up there. There's wood. Here's another ore. Cut in this way. More wood, plants, and ore. And there will be another ore over here. Right here. Another ore behind it. Another ore here, another chest spawn. Circle around this way. There's an ore right there. Chest here. And someone was just farming these, which is why they're all gone, but I have them marked because, of course, the add-on harvester map, which everyone should have it. Alright, right here, harvest map. You definitely want to get that for a variety of reasons. But even for this, just so you have a better idea, like, I mean, I can see pretty far and know exactly where I want to run without having to memorize every location. It's not feasible for everybody to do that. So the add-on is a great help, and it also puts markers on your map as well. You can turn them on or off if you don't want the clutter all the time, but it'll help you get around a lot better. So yeah, you just keep farming these until you get the lead, and the lead is Stone Shank Frame. And this is another one that my wife somehow got in the first try, but a lot of people, it might take a while. I've heard of hours of farming these. Just don't get discouraged. Just keep at it. Think about the fact that you're getting materials or money, and maybe farming chests if you like that, leveling up your ledger main, and potentially getting that other lead.
Alright, y'all. If this video helped you in any sort of way, or you know someone who it might help, please consider subscribing and sharing the video with those who need it. And keep an eye out for my future Lightning Lance or Chidori Charge build guide, I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, which is a jack of all trades build. It's going to be a tanky DPS, efficient AoE, heal capabilities, which enables soloing of most of the content, or clutching up to save an entire dungeon run from Doom. Until then, good luck and have fun out there.